Hello friends, in our most recent video I showed you us fixing our dryer, and guess what went wrong now? That's right, the garbage disposal. So we have a replacement here and got this one. It's a half horsepower for $109 from the Lowe's. This one in here is a 1/3 horsepower, so we're getting a bit of an upgrade. So we'll be changing that out. It's just like Dave Ramsey said, when it rains, it pours. You go and you buy a house and you don't have an emergency fund saved up, and it starts raining, and you start getting ceiling leaks, and you gotta get a new roof. And then guess what goes wrong next? The hot water heater. And then guess what else goes wrong? The dryer. And then guess what else goes wrong? The garbage disposal. And when it rains, it pours. Mom always said that. You're listening to the Dave Ramsey Talk Show. So, this will be our video at attempting to change this out. So I didn't want to show this part, but Anthony really wants me to show this. Trying to do a little preliminary cleaning. Look at all that dust. That's nasty. The first step is to remove the this discharge tube here, or where the water is going to come out of, just by loosening up these screws. And then the next step is we should just be able to rotate. You can see the bracket up here. Rotate that, and this should just twist off, and then after that we'll disconnect the electrical. The electrical has been turned off at the circuit breaker. So it's actually pretty easy to twist off of there. You just take you can take a screwdriver or this tool actually, which is typically for moving this back and forth. So a little bit of backstory as to how we figured out that this needed to be completely replaced. I went to go and use it, and it just would not turn on. And I couldn't hear a humming or anything, but I did see that the light above the sink right there would dim a little bit as normal, so it seemed like it was getting electricity. And then of course went to YouTube to try to figure out how to diagnose the issue, and they said that was the first thing, was to, well, first check inside of it and make sure nothing's blocking it or jamming it, and then if not, then to use this tool. So just an Allen wrench to try to wiggle it back and forth, and to try to break the jam. And after that it worked, but then I noticed that water was leaking out of here, this area here, where the reset button is. And if that happens, that's means that it's time to replace this, because one or more of the seals inside of the disposer is are bad, and apparently there's just nothing you can do. You just replace the whole thing. I guess it's just such a self-contained system that you just replace it completely. Way too dark in there. Fine. Okay, so we got the new one put in, and I think my favorite part is we got a new gasket in there.